Wheel, a great invention for the early humans, which was not only turned around to do something, but also turned the technology, turned the civilization, and imparts a pace to the development towards a new era. Pulley is nothing but a type of wheel used for a specific purpose. We get the evidence of use of pulley in the Egyptian, Mesopotamian, and Roman civilization. By the name itself, you can understand that a pulley pulls something. Technically, a pulley is a wheel with flat, convex or grooved rim mounted on a shaft and drives or driven by a belt, rope or thread or string passing around the rim. Okay, if we classify the pulley according to the shape, it may be flat pulley, grooved pulley, crown pulley, cone pulley, etc. But as per the motion of the pulley, it may be fixed, movable or compound, that is the combination of fixed and movable pulley. Here, as per the level of class 10, we will limit our discussion on fixed, movable and compound pulley. At first, consider a single fixed pulley. This is a single fixed pulley. This is fixed in a particular position. The axis does not move. Only the pulley rotates about this fixed axis. Okay, this kind of pulley is called fixed pulley. Okay, this is a single pulley, that means one pulley. So this is a single fixed pulley. Now you can make more sensitive setup, but here my setup is just to make you understand how a pulley works. Okay, now this is the rope and here are two identical parts. We can consider one part as load and another part as effort. This kind of simple machine was invented by Mr. Atwood, the British mathematician. So okay, now suppose here are the coins. We can consider these identical coins as the weight. Okay, now see, two coins are put here. What happens? This comes at the bottom. So this we can consider as the load or resisting force. Now what effort is required to lift it? If we add another two coins, it is just sufficient to manage it. Means it is just sufficient to balance the load. Okay, but it cannot lift it up. But if we put some extra coins, then it will be able to lift the load or it will be able to overcome the resistance. Okay, so load and efforts are same in case of when the pulley just tends to move. Okay, now what is the velocity ratio? See, here it is the position of the load, how much though the load will be lifted and how much the effort will travel. Okay, now see, if we add some extra coins here, then how much will it travel? Let us first see the position of the effort. It is almost at 85 centimeter, 85 millimeter. Okay, so it is almost at 85 millimeters. Now if we put efforts here to lift it, so it comes here in this position. Now see how much distance is travelled by the load and effort. This is almost at 85 millimeters. Okay, and how much distance is travelled by the effort? This was earlier 85, so 0 to 85 means 85 millimeters. Okay, so the distance traveled by the load in upward direction is same as the distance traveled by the effort in downward direction. That means distance traveled by the load here and distance traveled by the effort here. The distance traveled for both the cases, for the both forces, are same here. Okay, so mechanical advantage equals to 1 and velocity ratio is also here we can found that is 1. So this is one kind of ideal machine. But in case of any pulley, now we are considering that there is no slip between this rope and pulley. Okay, and the mass or weight of the rope is negligible. Okay. Now let us consider this single fixed pulley. See this diagram. This is the single fixed pulley which can rotate about this axis. Okay. Now the one end of the rope is attached with the load and another end of the rope is used to apply the effort. Okay. The pulley is rigidly fixed under the ceiling. Now here what is the load and effort ratio? Now here toward tensions acted, but this tension and these tensions are same. That means if we stretch this in this way and if the direction of effort is here and direction of load is here, then the tension are acted in this way. So these two tensions are balanced by each other. So effort and load are same when the load is just tend to lift. That means mechanical advantage equals to load upon effort. As effort and loads are same, so this is nothing but equals to 1, and velocity ratio equals to the distance traveled by the effort divided by the distance traveled by the load. Say this is dE, distance traveled by the effort, and dl is the distance traveled by the load. So that is also equals to 1. So what is the efficiency of the machine? Efficiency equals to MA divided by VR. That is 1 by 1 or 1 equals to 100%. So this we can consider as an ideal machine because efficiency is 100%, but providing there is no slip between the rope and the pulley, the rope is unstretchable and we are ignoring the mass of the rope. Okay. Now let us consider single movable pulley. This is a movable pulley. Okay. This is a movable pulley. That means here the axis of the pulley also have a translational motion. See, the pulley is rotating as well as it is moving upwards. Okay. Now here load will be applied. This is the resisting force, and here in this end of the string a force is applied. Okay, but how can we measure? That's why we have used another fixed pulley here, just to understand how much effort is required to lift that load. Okay, now see, the coins are identical. Okay, now if two coins are considered as 1 unit of the mass, then say 1 unit, 2 units, 3 and 4. Okay, now how much effort is required to lift that load? Okay, now see, 1 unit, 2 units, Okay, here we have used how many units? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 8 coins means 4 units are used here. So how many coins here required to lift that load? 1, 2 units are taken here. See, 2 units are just sufficient to manage it, just to balance the weight. Okay, it is just sufficient to raise the load, means it is in balanced positions. Now it tends to move. If we apply more efforts, more forces in the effort side, then what we can see, this comes down, that means load is lifted. Now due to lift to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 means 4 units of weight, we need only 2 units of load. Okay, if we add some extra, then we will be able to lift that effort. So just half of the load is required. Understood? Now what is the velocity ratio? What is the velocity ratio? When the load is here, that means the position is 0. Now after lifting, how much it has gone upward? Almost 60 millimeter. Okay. Now the effort moves how much? Almost see 120 millimeter. 12 centimeter means 120 millimeter. So the load moves up to 60 millimeter, whereas the effort moves 120 millimeters. That means velocity ratio, effort by the distance moved by effort to the distance moved by load is 2. That means twice the movement of the effort than the load. That means velocity ratio is 2. And mechanical advantage is half, because 8 units can be lifted by applying the effort of 4 units. Okay, understood? Now compare the experiment with this diagram. This is a movable pulley. Okay, here the one end of the rope is rigidly fixed under the ceiling, and the other end a effort is applied. Okay, and the pulley rotates as well as have translational motion. Okay, as well as it moves towards up and down. Okay, now load, suppose load L is applied. We have seen there that 4 units were sufficient to lift the 8 units. Okay, that means load was, if load is L, then if load is L, then effort is half of the load. Okay, here also we can consider that effort is nothing but the tension on the string. So effort equals to T. Okay, effort equals to T. But load, downward force is load only, and upward force is T and T. That means L equals to T plus T equals to 2T. So what is the mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage equals to load by effort. Load by effort. So that is equals to, load is 2T, effort is T. So that is equals to 2. So mechanical advantage equals to 2. That means effort need is just half of the load, half of the resisting force. So there is a mechanical advantage in this pulley. Okay. Now what is the velocity ratio? We have seen there that the distance moved by the effort is more than the load, was twice than the load. Okay. Here also we can say if work done on the load is W, work done on the load WL equals to amount of force load L into distance travelled by the load, suppose that is DL. So L into DL. Now distance moved by the effort, that is WAE equals to effort into distance moved by the effort, that is DE. As per the law of conservation of energy, that means what input work is given here, if there is no loss, then output work will also be same as the input work. That means WL equals to WE. In that case, A into DL equals to E into DE. Okay. So load by effort, that is the mechanical advantage, equals to DE by DL. This is 2, so this is also will be equals to 2. What also we have seen in the experiment. That means here mechanical advantage is 2, velocity ratio is also 2, and efficiency equals to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio equals to 2 by 2 equals to 1. That is 100%. Okay. Now let us consider the combination of pulleys. Let's see an example. Here are 3 movable pulleys and 1 fixed pulleys. Okay. That means this pulley is movable, this pulley is movable, this pulley is movable, but here finally one fixed pulley is there. The rope is wound in this manner. Okay. And the ropes are rigidly fixed here for 3 pulleys, and the movable pulley, fixed pulley is fixed here. Okay. Now for this diagram, if load is L and tension on both the sides of this movable pulley is T1 and T1, then what is the value of T1? Downward force is L and upward force T1 plus T1 means 2T1. So L equals to 2T1, right? Okay. So T1 equals to L by 2. Followed? Now T1 equals to L by 2. So this is equals to L by 2, this is equals to L by 2. So if here the downward force is L by 2, that is again divided by T2 and T2. That means L by 2 equals to T2 plus T2, right? T2 plus T2. Similarly, we get 2T1 2T2 equals to L by 2, or you can say T2 equals to L by 2 into 2, or we can say T2 equals to L by 2 square. So T2 equals to L by 2 square. Okay. Again this force is equally divided between this T3 and T3 tension. Okay. So what is the value of T3? So T3 equals to T3 plus T3 means 2T3 equals to L by 2 square. So T3 equals to L by 2 cube. Okay. This is equals to L by 2 cube, or this is equals to L by 2 cube. That means effort equals to L by 2 cube. So what is the mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage equals to load by effort equals to load by L by 2 cube. That means this is equals to 2 cube. If the number of pulleys are n in numbers, then mechanical advantage will be equals to 2 to the power n. Right? Now what is the velocity ratio? So we got mechanical advantage equals to 2 to the power n, where number of movable pulleys are of n in numbers. N number of pulleys are there for movable pulleys. Okay. Now what is the velocity ratio? If it moves up to x distance, load moves up to x, then this will move to x. Okay. So if this moves to x, then here the movement will be 4x. Okay. Means 2 square x, and here it will be 2 cube x. So finally the effort equals to the movement of effort dE will be equals to 2 cube into x. If the movement of the load is x, then it will be 2 cube into x. Right? Now distance travelled by load, that is x, we have already considered. So what is the velocity ratio? So velocity ratio equals to dE by dl. That means 2 cube x divided by x. That is 2 cube. So if the number of pulleys are, movable pulleys are n, then velocity ratio will be equals to 2 to the power n. See another example of combination of pulleys. This kind of combination is called block and tackle system. Why block? These 3 pulleys are in a blocks and these 2 pulleys are in a block. Okay, that's why this is called block and tackle system. Carefully notice the winding of the rope. See, follow my pen. The rope is coming from here to here, then the winding in this pulley, then winding in this pulley, then this pulley and this pulley, and finally attached in this block. Right? Now, what is the effort here? Effort is the tension. Okay. When it just tends to move, then effort is the tension. Okay. Now this is the load. Now this load is distributed between the tensions, means between the upward force. That means if load is downward force, then 5 tensions are there in the upward direction. That means effort equals to T, but load equals to how much? 5T. Okay, 5T. So mechanical advantage equals to load by effort. That means 5T by T. That is equals to 5. In fact, if the number of pulleys are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's why we are getting mechanical advantage equals to 5. If number of pulleys are n, total number of pulleys in the both blocks, then mechanical advantage will be n. Total number of pulleys. If the total number of pulleys are n, then mechanical advantage equals to n. Right? Now what is the velocity ratio? If the load is lifted up to x distance, means the movement of the load is small x. Okay, that is the movement of the load. Okay, that is x. Now if it moves upward up to x distance, then the rope will be slackened. Slackened in either side, here and here. So that will be compensated by the movement of the string by x, etc. in 5 segments of the rope. That means distance moved by the effort will be ultimately 5x. So what is the velocity? So velocity ratio is equals to the distance travelled by effort divided by distance travelled by load equals to 5x divided by x, that is equals to 5. Okay, so velocity ratio is equals to the 5 in this case. But if there are n number of pulleys, then velocity ratio will be n. Okay, so we have got mechanical advantage equals to n, velocity ratio is also equals to n. That means efficiency of the machine equals to mechanical advantage divided by velocity ratio equals to n by n equals to 100%. So this is also an ideal machine if the weight of the pulleys and weight of the rope is negligible and if there is no slip between the rope and the pulley. Okay. So my dear friends, I have applied my effort to overcome the difficulties you usually face in this chapter. I expect like and comment from you. I will come back with some new one. If you are interested, then please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. See you